let's welcome in U.S. Soccer first-time call-up Kerry Abello, Orlando Pride, outside back, received the Big Ten Medal of Honor in 2021. She was drafted 24th overall in 2021, and she was Orlando Pride's first player to appear in 50 straight matches. Woo woo! She won the Shield last year and the championship with Orlando. She made the second best 11 team and received her first call-up, and we are so honored to bring in my friend, former teammate, Kerry Abello into attacking third. Kerry, how is it going? First of all, congrats. And I want to know, it's your day off at camp, which we were all like, what the hell? You get a day off at camp? What are you doing with your day?
I am taking the day to relax and recharge and just kind of process everything that has gone on the last couple of days. It's definitely been a fast-paced environment, and I'm taking in a lot of information, meeting a lot of new people. So, I'm just taking the day to myself to kind of chill.
That makes sense. I can only imagine. But to kick us off, I want to know, what was your reaction when you first got the email or the call that you were going to be called into this camp?
Yeah, I got an email, which seems kind of like anticlimactic, but it was awesome. I was just driving home from like a little coffee date with one of my friends, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to cut you off. Like, I think I'm going to camp. Like, I might be reading this wrong, but I think I'm going to camp." But no, I was just so excited. You know, I've dreamt of that call for a really long time, and I think I was just excited to get the opportunity to be in front of everyone and fight for my chance. And I immediately called all of my family members to share that moment with them. And they've played such a big role in getting me to that point too. So it was an awesome moment.
You mentioned family members and also credit where credit's due, right? You've done the hard work, you've got to this point. But I'd love to know how much Seb Hines has helped out in this scenario in terms of coaching, a little bit of information. How big of an impact do you think he's made on this first call-up for you?
Yeah, he has had a huge impact on making this happen. I mean, when I first got to Orlando, I was drafted, third round. I didn't have like a lot of hype behind my name. And kind of coming in immediately, I think Seb saw potential in me and believed in me. And I've kind of had to claw my way into every lineup at different positions, but he's even seen potential in me at different positions. He was the first one who told me like I could play the 8 or the 6. And I was like, well, I'm not a central midfielder. But his willingness to teach me the nuances of different positions, I think, has made me such a better all-around player. So yeah, he's had a huge role in kind of finally getting me to this point.
Yeah, that's really special. You've had a humble beginning, so for you to achieve this is just so we're thrilled for you. With that being said, what's your mentality going into this camp? Like, what are you hoping to achieve while you're there in your first call up into this environment?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my mentality is just to give it my best and try to soak in as much of it as I can and kind of lead with curiosity and gratitude just for being here, and rather than, nervousness or fear or anything. I've wanted this for so long, and I'm just excited to get this opportunity. And at the end of the day, I don't have any control over the decisions they make for the rosters for each camp, for the rosters for tournaments. And so I think it's a big relief in a way for me to just get the opportunity to give it my best shot. And then the decisions that are made after that are out of my hands. So I'm kind of just coming into it blind in the best way of like, I'm just going to give it my all every second and enjoy it, honestly.
I feel like that's such a good mentality to have, because it really is just like what you dream of as a little girl getting called into a camp. I mean, what would little Kerry Abello be thinking of this moment? Like, is this something that you dreamed of when you were little, watching the U.S. Women's National Team?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was. If you asked me when I was little, I would tell you that my dream is to play for the U.S. Women's National Team. It would definitely blow her mind. Little Kerry would be out of her mind for sure. But she'd also be like, no, like it makes sense. Like I know right now I'm dedicating my life to this. So like, I think I'd be happy that I finally got the shot. So
can I just ask a little bit more on that? Say it's something you dreamed of your entire life, and the US national team so well documented. We talk about it all the time. How much is your expectation been against reality, right? A few days into camp, how's it been so far in terms of what you expected versus what it actually has felt like?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably so different from my expectations from when I was really young, right? But I think as it's gotten closer, I think I've had a much more realistic expectation of what it would be like. You know, the environment is very intense, very fast paced, elite in every way, which I kind of love. You know, I feel like I was really built for this, and it definitely plays to my strengths. And it's nice being in an environment with a lot of other like-minded individuals, you know, who are just as intense and competitive. And so, yeah, I think more recently it's kind of matched my expectations, and more obviously you can never really picture what it would be like to be in this environment. But I like to think that I'm prepared for it.
Kerry, is there anyone at camp that these are players that you've maybe played against your whole professional career, maybe some in college too, but that you're getting to train with up close, that you're just like, wow, I want to add that to my game, or you're just seeing maybe a different level than you even experience at club?
Gosh, yeah. I mean, like everyone, you know, I mean, it's like, I've played against so many of these players in the NWSL. And I think the real wow factor is actually playing with them for the first time, and getting to experience them on my team, and just the way they move, and how much it opens up the field, and how many options it opens up for me when I'm on the ball, and kind of expands my game. And I think it makes me think, how can I offer that to my teammates too, when they're on the ball, and offer different options, you know. And I went to college with Sam Coffey, and just to see how her game has grown since we went to college together until now. And so I definitely hope to kind of add those nuances to my game, and just a whole new level of intensity that I can reach. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to pick out individual players when it's literally everyone.
How fun is it being reunited with Sam Coffey?
It's so awesome. It's so funny. I mean, we were the same year at Penn State. We were captains together. And so to be back together on the national team is kind of ridiculous in a way. But it's actually really comforting for me, just to have someone that I know so well here at camp. So it's been really good.
Can we stay on teammates for a quick second? And just, is there any leaders that have stood out for you, kind of pulled you aside for little conversations? Because I definitely remember that when I was a kid, getting first called up, you look towards your seniors to kind of that reassurance. Has anyone else kind of stood out for you in that sense?
Yeah, you know, I've had a few conversations with Lynn so far. She has been super nice. And just she's kind of in a cool position too. I know the first day we had like one of those really awkward forced like icebreakers, which was awesome.
What was it?
Yeah, I
as a team, it was. I think Emma called it cocktail hour, and we just kind of went around and like introduced ourselves. And the first question was, "What do you?" Yeah.
Carrying a little water, electrolytes.
Yeah, electrolytes.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. She's like, there are no cocktails. I just want to clarify. But I think the icebreaker question was, what do you want to get out of this camp?
Yeah.
And Lynn was one of the first people I talked to, and she was just like, even though I've kind of been in and out of camps, I want to remind myself that I'm like a veteran and a leader, and kind of step in and lean into that role. And me hearing that, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you are a leader, like you are a veteran, like you're, you know, one of the most veteran players here, and someone that I definitely look up to. And I just thought that was a really cool, like vulnerable moment from her. And so she's been super kind. And it's also really cool having Lo be like the other newbie in camp, because she brings so much just general experience, but without the like full team camp experience. So it's been nice kind of sharing that moment with her, because she's like not phased at all. She's been through, you know, so much in her career that she's like, you know, just riding that wave. So it's been good having her to kind of go through all the firsts with.
That's awesome. She's on our show sometimes. We always joke that she's the oldest rookie to ever be called into a USWNT national team camp, which is crazy. She's like in her early 30s, but soccer's wild. But Kerry, that's all. We want to give you your off day back. Go enjoy it, and best of luck this camp. We're all so proud of you and can't wait to see you crush it this weekend.
Thanks, guys.